Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to cover the recently released overhaul of the guild system on Regifall Ultima Online Shard. So before we get started, as usual, if you are a Registfall player, if you are a Ultima Online player, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video to help spread the word. Without further ado, let's get into the system. A little disclaimer before we get started. You can see I have a very strange character here, Drowking. This is not the live server, this is the test server. I had the privilege of helping to test the guild system to try and find some bugs before the release. And I am now back in the test server with the admin's permission, basically to record this video. So with that said, let's get started. And we're going to cover from the very beginning, how do you start a guild and how do you manage a guild after it's started. Guilds have always been integral part of Ultima Online. And with this update, Regifall takes the guild system to the next level with new features and improved rank system and much more that we're going to see in the video. First of all, how do you start a guild? Your guild starts at the bank. Every city has a bank. You can see it's marked in the map. We are in Edana now, but every city has a bank marked in the map. And if you talk to the banker and select buy, um, you can buy the guild charter. So let's do that. All right, so this is how you create your guild. Let's enter a name for our guild. We're just going to say, to name it Test Guild. This is the guild charter. I am the guild master because I bought it and used it. But to create the guild, you need 4 signatures, counting with yours. So you need 3 other characters to sign it here. You can't use your own other characters. And you need each person to be a different account, so to speak. And, well, guild play is a way to emphasize group play. It's all about the collective effort. And Regifall being a role play shard, to create your guild, you have to meet other people. You have to talk with others and you have to get their signatures here. And so what you do is you click here and target the other players that will sign their names to the charter, and they will become the founding members. Because we are on the test server, we can't do that. So this goes into the trash bin. But we already have a guild deed here. Once you have 4 signatures, with yours included, you get a guild deed, which you can place in a house that you own. So we're going to teleport to a house we own. Okay. This is a character of mine. He is here to help us. And let's create the guild. So you double click to ask you for a name. Let's name it Test Guild. And here it is. It will be created on the tile you're standing, but you can move it as I'm going to show you. So here we are. You can see that the guild gump is very different from the one we used to in regular UL. And at first glance, it looks like a lot, right? But I promise you, it's very intuitive and very simple to understand. Here's our guild name. You can see that we have no option to change the name. So once you create your guild and give it a name, it will stick to that name through all its duration. If you want to change the name, you can't. You have to delete your guild and start a new one. And along this video, you'll see that um, it's not a good idea to do it because guilds now have experience points as well. So if you start a new guild, you lose all experience points, and along with the benefits the levels give you. So, first warning, be very careful with the name you type. We can also select our guild tag. Since we are test guild, let's use TG. And there it is. We can change it, but there's a cooldown. So we have to wait basically 2 weeks before being able to change it again. And you can see that it's already displaying on myself here. How do people, how does people can join, how do people can join my guild? How can this character join this guild, for example? Let's go on him. All he has to do is walk to the guild stone and double click. Apply to join the guild, and then you present yourself as a candidate and apply to join test guild. Let's go back to Draw King. And if we open here, you'll see that now candidates shows one person. If we click view, there it is. Lucretius is now a member. Lucretius Seneca has joined the guild. So it now shows two members as it should. And if we look at Lucretius, because he's a guild member, I see his name in a green color. And the guild abbreviation is there along with the guild name. So if I double click here now as Lucretius, I will have access to the same gump, of course, with some restrictions based on his rank. He is just a recruit, so he won't be able to do a lot of stuff, but his rank will increase along this video. The first thing that I wanted to show you is Toggle Guild Tag and Toggle Guild Title. Lucretius doesn't have a title, so let's give him a title. Let's go into Roster and into Lucretius, and you can see now that we are looking at his personal guild information. We're going to talk about this a little bit later. First of all, let's just edit his title. I will call him a test title. And there you go. So if we go back here, if we go back to Lucretius, we can see that he is now a test title in the test guild. You always could to toggle guild titles off. My title is gone along with the name of the guild. This was always true for Ultima Online, but the ability to toggle your guild tag is new. So if I turn it off, you just see the name. Um, this is very good for an environment like Regifall, where you have rogue characters who can disguise themselves, and not being able to hide their guild tag had always been a reason for rogue characters not to join any guilds, and now they can, because they can just toggle this on and off at any time. Okay, let's go back to Draw King. Very well, we know now how members can join our guild and how to give them a title. You can also change the symbol of your guild. There are a few options here. Um, let's go with this one. And only the guild master can change this. And because I am the guild master, I have this privilege. It will also show you how old is your guild. Since we just created it, it's 0 days old. You have here some basic details: the guild level, shard rank. This is rank based on experience points across the whole shard. So every guild will have a rank assigned to them in the shard based on their experience points. So a guild with the most experience points will be shard rank number 1. This has no effect, no mechanical effect. It's just, let's say, a way for you to know how your guild compares to the others in the shard. But it's basically an OOC, out of character statistic. The one that really matters is guild level, and we will get to that pretty soon. You can see here the number of members in your guild, the number of wars your guild is involved in, as well as alliances. You can see new candidates, and because there are no candidates, there is no button here now to accept any applications or deny. You can select a guild hero, and we're going to use this one. When you do that, you get a preview here on the guild stone and on clothing. Accept this as your guild hero. Yes. So our guild stone now has this beautiful hue, which also has a cooldown. 1 month, 30 days. So select your guild color wisely. I recommend using UO Fiddler, which is a third-party application where you can see all the hues available. But if you want to pick a hue that you see in the game, you can type info like this, and whatever you select will give you a hue. For example, my crown has this hue, but still I would say the best option is looking in UO Fiddler. We also have taxes, which is also a new feature. Um, the tax is a percentage of the gold obtained from hunting. So the gold you get from corpses, from monsters. The gold you get from treasure hunting, from dungeon chests, and also from fishing, when you fish chests from the sea with SOS messages. And the guildmaster can change the percentage of the tax. This tax will go, this gold that you'll be paying from taxes go into the guild bank, right? So, and you can toggle alerts on or off or on. It's on now, and we can also edit the percentage. Let's use 10% just for this example. And to show you how the alerts behave, I will summon a leech here, and we'll kill it. Oh, fantastic. He didn't have gold. All right, let's assume he did have some gold. We're gonna give him let me change the prop here so it's okay. So now this is a gold dropped by this creature, and we're going the moment we loot it, 5 gold has been skimmed due to the guild taxes. And if we look in the guild bank now, you see that it has 5 gold. But we're not going to talk about the guild bank yet. This is a way to generate income to create a treasury for your guild. If you want to buy things for the guild or smelt the gold to craft jewelry, whatever the guild wants to use the gold for, it's available for the members which have enough rank to access the guild bank. You can see here your guild info. So my guild info shows me my guild rank, my title, my total experience contribution, total gold contribution, and total gold withdrawn. You know that gold contribution comes from those sources that I mentioned here, and it also shows you how much gold you withdrew from the guild bank. So, no, you can't steal from the guild. Everyone will know. And also total experience contribution. Um, when you kill mobs, of course, I killed this mob with a GM command kill. I didn't actually kill it, so I gained no experience points. But when you kill mobs, when you kill monsters, you gain experience points in Regifall. And for every amount of experience points that you gain, 15% will be given to the guild. But don't worry, different from the taxes, you won't lose experience points. It's just that 15% of every experience points you gain will come for the guild. And guild level ups require a lot of points, as you can see. Just from level 1 to 2, already a million points. And it only grows from here. This is to emphasize what I said in the intro, that guild is a collective effort. A single character cannot level up a guild, as you're going to see, because we will level this guild up to get a look at the benefits that you gain from leveling. It's very worth it to level up a guild. But as I said, it's going to take everyone. The more people in your guild, the more experience points being generated and the more gold being generated for your guild as well. If we go back to Lucretius, we can see that his guild info is very different. He is just a recruit, rank 1. His title, no gold, no experience, no gold contribution. Very well. Let's go back to Drawking. And I think we covered this first page. Let's go into Rooster. In the Rooster, you can see everyone in your guild. You can see if they are online. You can see their rank, their level, and their titles. If you click to see their specific info, you can see if they're online, you have also this button here, and you can send a party invitation remotely using the guild Gump. You might be thinking, do I have to go to the guild stone every time to do this? Nope. If you click the guild button here, you will see simplified guild Gump. Let's look at it using this account. So it shows you how many members are online. You can add a candidate, which I can also do even if I'm not the guild master. I can invite someone. Um, you can edit, you can claim or edit clothing. Let's click edit, and you can pick one of these options. But as your guild levels up, we will have access to guild dyes, and we will be able to dye any clothing with the guild colors and not be limited to these ones. Okay? But what's important for us to look now is this option here. When you check your guild Gump using the guild button on your purple doll, you can see the simplified version of the Gump showing you the guild level, rank, experience points. And if you go into the roster here, you can look at other members and you can see how much experience they contributed, how much gold they contributed, and how much gold they withdrew from the bank. I personally love this level of transparency because you can see how much each member of the guild is in fact contributing to the whole, to the success of the guild. And it also shows you their last login into the server. So Lucretius is online now. He's right here. So we know he is online. And because he's online, we can invite him to the party. But if Lucretius had logged, the last time he logged was last month, we would see a date here showing exactly the last time he logged in. This is a good way for guild masters to keep track of players who are not very active or maybe even inactive. And because I'm a guild master and guild masters have access to promotions, I can promote Lucretius, and he is now been promoted to member. You can see that it refreshes automatically. He now is a level 2 rank. He now a level 3 rank veteran. He is now a level 4 rank officer, and it stops here because level 5 is me, the guild master. You can also add notes, and you can decide which rank can edit notes. So, for example, if I demote Lucretius back to recruit and Lucretius views, you can see that he can't edit notes. He can't edit my notes. He can, however, edit his notes. So let's do that. I'm a crafter for this guild. And if you want to type in the line below, you have to do this. You have to use this command, and you can type any other info. Let's say I'm also a mage, and voila, I included a space that I didn't need to, but here you are. If you want to edit this, well, you can't. you have to include a new note. So I'm a crafter. I'm also a mage. There you go. And Drowking, because he's the guild master, he can edit over this. He can edit the title for this character. I can promote him to guild master, but we're not going to do this. Of course, I can also add candidates, edit clothing, or claim the clothing. Very well. But the real roster is in the guild stone itself. But when you look into the each member's info, you can also see their class. So, in fact, this tells you my class, which is mage, and subclass, which is cryomancer. Very well. And the roster will have many people here, and all of them will have an info button next to their name where you can access this information. Every member in the guild can see each other's information. So every member has access to how much each member is contributing and when was the last time a member logged into the server. But what we really want to talk about is view rank info. So in this page, we can edit the names of the rank. So for example, rank 1 is recruit. I want a different name. I want initiate. And it automatically changes here. You can edit the names for all ranks according to your guild. For example, we have the orc race in this shard, and the orcs have a very different culture than humans, for example. So it probably wouldn't make a lot of sense if orcs were using titles like this. So it's very good to be able to edit them so they can adhere to the role play and culture of your race. Elves, for example, and dwarves would have very different titles than the ones we have here. And you can edit the access level that each rank has. So, for example, rank required to approve candidates. If we click here, so the minimum rank level that candidate approval can be assigned is level 3. If we click again, it reduces. See? Level 3, then 5, 4, 3. So let's say in this guild, I want my level 3 members to be able to approve candidates. So let's leave it like this. Rank required to edit member titles. You can see that it's level 4 now, and it can go up to 5 and down to 4. So only officers and the guild master himself can edit member titles. This is because the people who will be in rank 4 will be the highest rank possible below guildmaster. In the previous system for regular UO, you just had two ranks, officer and guildmaster, basically, and everyone else below it. Now we have 5 ranks. This gives you a lot of customization options when you pair it with these. So if you want only the guild master to be able to edit member titles, you can. But if you want to give your officers or however you name your rank 4s, you can also. Because rank 4 will usually be responsible for a subgroup inside a guild. So you can change this for every single option. So to dismiss members, It can be guildmaster or officer. Conduct diplomacy, guildmaster or officer. Well, rank 4, rank 5, because officer and guildmasters can be changed. The name can be changed. So you can see that for these three options here, all you can only decide between rank 4 and rank 5 because it makes sense. The highest ranked members will have the say over the most important decisions, which is these ones: to kick someone out, to decide how someone is titled in accordance to the guild, and also to conduct diplomacy, which we'll talk about in a bit. But you have some more options in which ranks can spend conquest tokens. It can be down to rank 1. It will depend on how your guild hierarchy is defined. And what are conquest tokens and diplomacy? That's in the conquest system. You can see that we can see here a map of the world, of the Regifall world. This is the main continent. And across the main continent, we have tokens. And you can see here, this conquest node is currently uncontrolled. I believe all of them are uncontrolled. Oh, a neutral guild controls this conquest node. So if it's uncontrolled, or if it's controlled by a neutral guild in relation to ours, it will show as blue. We can only interact with this system, with the conquest system, if we enroll our guild in it. It's not enrolled yet, and this is optional, but it's also irreversible. So if we opt to enroll, there's a warning. This will allow your guild to capture nodes, but any enemy guilds can openly attack your members while PvP mode is turned off. Enemy guilds, these are guilds with which we are at war. This is permanent and cannot be undone. So guys, if you want to participate in the node system, in the war and alliances system, you need to enable this. And if once you enable it, it's done. You can't revert. The only way to revert is if you start a new guild from scratch, which is not ideal if your guild already has many levels. So let's opt to join it. And once you do, you can see it opens series of new options for us and gives us a message. Your guild has just enrolled into the conquest system. Any other guilds in the conquest system who declare you as an enemy may openly attack you while PvP mode is disabled. What is PvP mode? When I mouse over, you can see that I have PvP enabled on this character. Lucretius has PvP turned off. If I single click and I toggle PvP, you can see that PvP is now turned off for this character. However, if our guild, test guild, is at war with another guild, members of that guild will be able to attack me even if I have PvP turned off. This is the effect of being at war. I will probably not be able to turn it on. Yes, must wait on the cooldown, but no problem. You can check your enemy list, your ally list, and because we enrolled into this system, we now have access to conquest tokens. What are conquest tokens? The nodes spread around the world, they represent areas of interest. Usually, it's usually a mine or it's a lumber mill. It's something related to resources, usually. Um, and this is a representation of your guild conquering territory and making use, extracting resources from these territories, which are all these little buttons you see here. So um, currently we own no guild nodes, but if we were to conquer any of these, it would change for one here. And every Sunday, when when the server restarts, your guild will generate 35 conquest tokens for every node your guild owns. So if we own one node, every Sunday we get 35 conquest tokens. What can we do with conquest tokens? We can buy guild rewards. There are many types of rewards, as you can see. You can get plans for crafting. You can get tools to make crafting easier. To make gathering easier. You can get a ship, horse barding. You can get experience points, or you can get rare resources. So it's very worth it to have to own tokens. Oh, sorry, to own nodes to get conquest tokens to get access to the conquest rewards. Moreover, remember the option to conduct diplomacy. Oops. It pertains to this conduct diplomacy. So this is the overview page. It shows us how many active wars we have, how many active alliances we have, incoming alliance requests, and outgoing alliances proposals. So let's talk about the basics first. If you want to declare war to a guild, let's declare war here to Regifall. And it's done. The moment I declare war, it's done. There's a war active. The enemy guild has no say in this. If one guild declare wars on another, the receiving guild is automatically at war reverse as well. This is to mimic the real world, because in the real world, when a nation declares war to another, the other has no choice. They are at war. So if we look at in the conquest page, we are now at war with one guild. If we look at enemy list, it will list Regifall, which is the orc nation. We are at war with them now. And in this in the test server here, Regifall owns this node, and you can see that it now shows as red. And if we click it, it will say an enemy guild controls this conquest node. And because we are now enemies, this means that even though I have PvP turned off, if an orc sees me, he can attack me without needing to challenge me, without needing me to turn PvP on. And just as allied members names shows as green, enemy guilds members of enemy guilds will show as red for us. And the same way, if we had a node we owned, the button would turn into a green color. So let's go back into conduct diplomacy, and we can go here into active wars, and we can see that we are still at war. But let's say that we no longer want to be at war with Regifall. Declaring war is a one-sided decision. Once one guild declares war on another, both of them are at war. But ending the war is something that depends on both guilds. So you can see that I just tried to end my war with Burzcall, which changes the color to orange. But so long as Burzcall doesn't accept this, we will, for all intents and purposes, still be at war. Um, if if Burzcall um, enters here active wars and clicks that same button, then the name will disappear from here. So because Regifall is a role play server, this works perfectly because after two guilds have gone to war, they might have to meet at some point to discuss the terms of peace. And only then, if both sides agree to the terms, they can cancel their war status. So let's now propose an alliance. Let's do it for the kingdom of Mercadia. So we now have an outgoing alliance to the kingdom of Mercadia. But we are not allied yet, as you can see here. We don't have an active alliance. We have an outgoing alliance proposal. So members of this other guild, the ones with rank high enough, they can come into here, and when they click incoming alliances, they would see here test guild, and they would be able to accept or deny. So different from war, an alliance depends on both guilds to begin, and to end, it depends on only one. So if we had an alliance with the Kingdom of Mercadia, it would show here active alliances. And if for some reason I decided I no longer want to be allied with them, it takes just one of the sides to end an alliance. I would click the button here and the alliance would be over. So a quick summary: it takes one guild to declare war to a different guild, but it takes both guilds to end the war. And in direct opposition, it takes two guilds agreeing to begin an alliance, but it takes just one guild to end an alliance. And all of that will be displayed here. What's the advantage of being allied to other guilds? Well, nodes can be conquered. If you go to an unclaimed node with guild members, you can claim it for yourself. But if you go to a node which is already claimed, you have two options. You can try to conquer that node by attacking it, which will create a global message informing the world that the certain guild is attacking the node of that other guild, and they will have to fight to decide which guild keeps the node. I will do another video about the node system on a different opportunity, as to not make this video extremely long, and so already very long. Very well. But there are now a new feature for guilds who want to cooperate without fighting for their node. So when you are allied to a guild, remember, for each node we own, we get 35 conquest tokens every Sunday. But if we are allied to a guild, we will share nodes. This means that the guilds will share the node payout in the conquest tokens with one another. But there's a slight reduction. For every alliance you have, your node payout is reduced by 15%. So there will be alliances which will not be worth it. For example, if I were to ally with a guild with no nodes, they would it would be very worth it for the guild with no nodes. But let's say I had 3 nodes, they will be gaining conquest tokens without actually owning any node. Whereas we who own 3 nodes would have a 15% reduction in our conquest tokens because we have an allied guild. So this is also a way for guilds to decide based on how good they are to one another. If they really want to be a good Samaritan and help another guild, or if maybe they want to defend their own interests when they decide to ally to a different guild or not. Just a moment, I need some water. Okay. So this covers for conquest, the conquest system. So if we were allied to 2 guilds, it would be 30% reduction from our nodes because it's 15% per alliance. There will be cases in which the same group of players might be interested in having several guilds to structure their group into several subgroups. In cases like this, it makes sense, but depending on the guild type you're running, you might want to consider how much you're spending and how much you're getting out of an alliance. I find honestly this very interesting in role play environment such as this one. Moving over, we have now access to the guild bank page. The guild bank page shows us how much gold we have stored. As I told you, this gold can come from hunting, from treasure hunting, from dungeon chests, and from SOS bottles. But members are also allowed to deposit how much gold they want. So if we click deposit and then we select an amount of gold, there it is. You deposit everything. So bear in mind to count how much gold you have in that stack before depositing, because otherwise your only hope of recovering this is withdrawing. And how much you can withdraw is based on your rank, as we've seen here. Oh, sorry, not here, but here. Yes. So you can set the withdrawal limits. For the guild master, it's always unlimited. Let's change it for initiate. Let's say the initiate can take 500. It makes no sense because you probably want to do this based on rank, right? But just as an example, because if I were to look at Lucretius now in the guild bank, his withdrawal limit is 500 gold, but he can only do it weekly. But that can also be changed bi-weekly, monthly, or daily. And this changes for all the members. So because I am the guild master, I can withdraw an unlimited amount. Lucretius, on the other hand, he can what? Oops. Oh, I might need to refresh this because I changed it when. Yep. So Lucretius can withdraw 500 for per day. So let's say I want to withdraw 1,000. Amount exceeds the maximum limit set for your rank. So I'm not actually able to do it. And because there was only 5 gold in the bank, oh, there was more. Let's try something here. 500. Oh, there you go. Okay, now I have 505. Well, I might have had 5 gold on this character. Well, anyways, if you try to take more than your limit, the system will prevent you. So if we go here now into the roster and look at ourselves, oh, everyone can see, Lucretius, that you've been withdrawing gold and not contributing a lot. You better be careful with that. Um, if I want to donate, I can donate as much as I want. However, I've already taken my limit for the day, so I can't withdraw anymore today. I have to wait the cooldown, which for this rank is every day. Well, I mean, for the whole guild, it's every day. And that rank can only take 500 as we have um, set up here. A new system is also the guild vault. We can open the vault here. Um, because I am a GM, I on this character I can see the invisible vaults and access them. But if Lucretius were to look, this is how it would look for him. Just one vault compartment. And you can unlock more guild compartments when you level up. So let's level up our guild. New slot available at level 2, right? So let's level up our guild. I think it's guild prop. No, it's just props. Level. Actually, let's give it maximum level. Level 10. So once we do it, you can see that it opens a new function here because we are now level 10. Maximum level achieved. And our guild bank now has the option to buy more guild vaults. You can buy a new slot every 2 guild levels. Oh, I don't have the gold for it, so let's give myself some gold. Actually, I'll give myself a lot of gold. Right, so let's buy it. Oh, my bad. It's taken from here. So let's donate. All right, now our guild has a lot of funds, so we can buy this. And because we are level 10, we can buy all of them. So now, if Lucretius looks here, let's refresh this. Oh, it was already refreshed. He can see all of them, but he might not be able to access all of them. See, that is not accessible. That is not accessible because if you look here, you can see that the access level is for member. So if I as the guild master, I can change the access level here. Access level. Now it's accessible for veterans. If we do it again, officer. If we do it again, now this vault is only accessible for guild masters. If we do it one more time, now initiate. And our friend Lucretius can finally access this vault, this compartment. And I can also change the name. So maybe I want to store ores in this compartment, and it now says ours as the vault name. The guild master can change the access level for all of them according to the hierarchy or how they organize their guilds. This is also a very good reason to level up your guild because these compartments can take up to 500 items and have virtually no weight limit. And it's basically on, let's say, pocket dimension because it's not a real container. It's in your guildstone. So if you want members to be able to access this function, your guildstone will have to be in a somewhat public space. Moving on to boons. So this is why I wanted to level up the guild all the way to level 10, because you can see here that with guild level, you unlock special bonuses that affect all guild members. So a guild on level 2, you get plus 5 luck per level. So on level 10, you'd have 50 luck. Level 4, merchant board bonuses. The merchant board is every city has one. There's a merchant guild which is run by NPCs, which gives you a bunch of cool stuff, and level 4 gives you bonuses for interacting with the merchant board. You can see what is improved in the wiki page. It's linked in the description of this video. On level 6, we unlocked the guild die system, which is this button here. On level 8, you get plus 5 experience bonus in all experience you gain for all members. And on level 10, all members gain 1 point plus 1 to HP regeneration, stamina regeneration, and mana regeneration. Also excellent ability. Moreover, we also have access to boons. And you have access to boons since the very beginning of the guild. And we can activate a new boon clicking here. We can activate 2. So these are the list of boons which apply to all members. You can decide to pay with gold, which is taken from the guild bank, or you can pay with conquest tokens. Because we have no conquest tokens in this test guild, let's activate using our gold. So let's say we want improved skill gain rate. This boon lasts for 3 days and applies to all guild members. Once activated, it runs for its full duration and cannot be cancelled. Do you wish to proceed? Yes. I love this animation. I wish I was closer when it happened, but we're going to activate another boon. So you can see now that all members have for 3 days improved skill gain rate. Let's activate another one. Plus 1 for resources gathered. And also increases chance of smelting ores. Let's get this one. Ignore this message here because I'm on the test server. I'm probably on an older save state, and this is likely not in the live server anymore. It's probably a little bug here. So now we have both boons active and they will last for 3 days. So, and if we look in the bank, we can see that the values we spent both on the vaults and from the boons also deducted the gold stored. So choose wisely when it's the right time to activate your boons, because they will last for 3 days and they will last for the full duration. You can't cancel this. Lastly, the guild dies. Um, First of all, guilds have guild dice have a cost, and you can it's basically a symbolic cost of 100 gold coins, and you can decide if it's paid by the member, in which case the gold will be taken from the member, or if it's paid by the guild bank, right? Um, the guild hue we selected in the overview page, this one, is our main guild hue, which can be edited, and we can also select an alternative hue, which will be this one. It shows you how it will look like, and there it is. But the main hue is the one on the guild stone. If you try to use hues used by different guilds, you won't be able to. You can only use original hues that no other guild is using, but the limit is limitless. Basically, you can use any hue present in the game. And if we want to test it, excuse me as I go naked for a moment. If you want to test it, you can click the test button and select to test it, and it will last for 30 seconds for you to look how it looks like um, on your paper doll and on your tune with the color you selected. If I try to use the guild system as Lucretius, and you can see that dice used today, there is a limit. You can only use it 3 times per day, so you can't abuse this. So let's say I want to use, I want to color my robe as well. Now it has been used twice on this day. Let's go back. Um, I think Lucretius kept when I the amount of uses that I used on a previous test that I did, and that's why it's showing here that he used twice when in fact he used only one. This might be a bug. I will report it. No problem. But you can see that my rope reverted because it was only a test. But if I were to do it, then it would count here. Um, and that's it. If I were to color my crown as well, and I might be able to color my shovel. No, I'm not, but I can. It's just armor, clothing, and weapons. And if I so let's color my dagger, and there you go. Now I have used all the dice, and I go into cooldown. I have to wait 24 hours to be able to use them again. And every time used, it took the gold from the guild bank. And this, if we go here, you can see that I use the guild dice 3 times, so that's 300. And it shows as gold withdrawn when you use this. When you use guild gold to dye your clothing or weapons. So, what do you guys think? Personally, I think this system has improved a lot from the original guild system. Many new features, improved appearance, and things you can do, improved way to manage your ranks, your hierarchy in the guild, a system for guild wars and guild alliances, as well as guild rewards based on territory that you conquer in the world, a lot of things to encourage interaction between guilds, be them PvP interactions or friendly interactions. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.